Right off the
Okay.
top.
Oh.
So we're going to talk about this tonight. We've got a big Selena fan here, right?
Yeah. Big might be a big word, but I am a Selena fan. I feel like I don't do her justice because I
Right.
probably don't know enough of her music.
Okay.
But I am a big fan. Let's
Right.
go with it.
So let's think about this tonight. What music would you like to hear that's previously unreleased from a late singer or band? We're going to talk about that tonight.
Yeah,
at
we got to
10
talk
o'clock.
about this Elvis.
Elvis.
Well, I just saw the Elvis movie.
Oh, that's right, this past
So that's kind of what prompted, I think, my interest in wondering, is there any Elvis music that may
Okay.
be out there that we've never heard before? So we're going to talk about that. We've got some serious subjects that we're going to talk about tonight. Friend of the show, Lauren Kostick, will be along. She's following this transgender sports ban ruling that happened today, how this impacts Indiana. And then we're going to get the very latest on the abortion bill as it makes its way through the special session. We'll bring you up to speed. All of these are stories that we're going to be bringing you tonight at 11, and we're keeping a close eye on the forecast because tomorrow, possible storms again.
Possible storms tomorrow, and we have a handful of schools starting tomorrow. Can't believe it.
Sorry, kids.
Sorry, so sorry. Summer is over.
Right.
And Colts Camp gets underway tomorrow.
Excited about that.
Yeah, just one of those days. Take the umbrella, take us along with you. It's not going to rain start to finish, but some scattered showers and storms in the Wednesday forecast. Had some heavy rain today. We'll be talking numbers when you join us over on Channel 13 at 11. And we still remain under a flood watch for the southern half of the state. And actually, that was expanded a little farther east. That's where we picked up the heavy rain today. I am watching what's developing off to the west. Not a lot yet locally, but the potential exists for some additional showers to develop overnight. If they do develop, the muggy meter climbing, so there's lots of low-level moisture, and so any shower and thunderstorm activity that does develop quickly could produce some very heavy rain, might get a few rumbles of thunder as well. So just take us along with you, take the umbrella for Wednesday, scattered showers and storms, which you can see with Future Track 13, some dry breaks here and there as we head through late afternoon and then into Wednesday night. We will watch radar closely because we are under the risk for severe weather tomorrow. It's a low risk, but not zero, so keep that in mind if you've got some outdoor plans. And Colts Camp gets underway. Practice begins at noon, runs until 1:20, and then we've got Colt City from 10:30 to 2, and all of this up at Grand Park in Westfield.
That's awesome. You got caught in a little bit of the rain today. I mean, it wasn't real heavy.
It wasn't very heavy. I live on the north side, so all the heavy rain was south, but I thought, I checked the radar. I'm like, it's just sprinkling. It was enough to wet the paper. It was enough that the hair was wet.
Yes, you had to do a touch-up. Give it a touch-up.
It was something, so.
I'm glad you told me last night to take the umbrella along because I went out to lunch with my wife and sister-in-law and my mother-in-law, and I brought the umbrella, which was a good thing. I needed it coming out today.
Yeah.
So.
I hope you gave it to the ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. No, how's he going to keep up with his hair? Scott's on TV.
I'm just saying.
My hair quickly dries. How about you? Did you get caught up in any
I
of the
did.
rain
I was
today?
at Meyer. I was on my way to Meyer. And I was like, oh, let me get in before I poof.
There's, if you saw me on the walk, I apologize because it went rather large.
No apology needed. All right, got a lot of folks joining us tonight. Fulton's back here. Teresa from Indy. We've got Tanya talking about the paved. Let's say they paved all the parking lots at Frankfurt Community Schools.
So they're
must have
ready
got
for
that done.
school.
They are ready to go. So it's good to hear from you. Brian from New Pal is in the house tonight. Kathy watching from the south side of Indy. Kathy, good to have you along tonight. Renita says her grandkids started school already.
Wow.
I know,
That's it seems so early.
I know. I know.
It seems so
I don't want to say I feel sorry for the kids. I just know personally what those last few days of summer were like. But there's also some kids out there that are excited.
Yeah.
Sure, it is.
And some parents that probably
All
are excited.
Right.
too.
Now that's what most of them are. Yeah.
Well, it's always fun to get a backpack and new school supplies and.
Well, I told you I was in Meyer today, and I typically like being in there with the stay-at-home moms that are taking care of their kids. But there was one lady in there with 4 kids.
Buying school supplies and clothes.
They all looked like they were probably about age 7 and under, and she had a little baby in her arms. I was just like, whew,
Busy
I know
mom.
she's ready.
Yeah,
right?
she might be ready.
All right, we'll get back to Angela in a second. Let's talk about a couple of the stories that we're going to be bringing you tonight on 13 News at 11. Of course, it's busy over at the State House today. Lawmakers continue to work their way through this abortion ban, and right now the Senate continues to make progress. They got it out of committee today. It's now heading to the full Senate for a vote. And I want to go ahead and put a couple of graphics up on the screen and sort of let you know where we are on this. So the committee has approved limiting access to abortions for rape and incest victims to 8 weeks for people 16 and older, 12 weeks for younger children. So these are some of the amendments that we're seeing. It also made a change today that would make any affidavit about rape or incest part of a patient's permanent health record. And the committee did vote down a bill today allowing people to use telehealth to access abortion care. So again, the abortion bill made its way out of committee, now makes its way to the full Senate. And the House, meantime, is working on the inflation bill, trying to figure out a way to get money back to Hoosiers. So that's kind of where we are at this point.
Yeah, the affidavit is what I am hearing a lot of debate about right now, because people who are for it are saying they want to make sure that women who are claiming rape or incest are not lying, that they're being truthful. And then the other side is saying that they want to make sure that people who are claiming rape and incest are not being re-victimized by having to have an affidavit. It's like another step to go through after something horrible has already happened to you. Yeah. So, but we will see. These are significant changes to the bill that we saw just a few days ago that was introduced. Right. So we'll see how this progresses. And like you said, it'll be up for the full group, the full Senate, soon. Yeah. Tomorrow.
And in our coverage on the early news, it seemed our team of reporters that have been at the State House, that have been talking to people from both sides of this contentious issue, really finding no one that is in favor of the way the bill is currently written. People that are in favor of abortion rights want some different things, of course, and people who are, on the other side also don't like the language, don't feel like it's going far enough. So that's obviously what lawmakers are going to be doing over the next couple of weeks.
And another positive, we talked about this yesterday with this democratic process, because this is the chance for lawmakers to hear directly from constituents. So even if you think, oh, my majority of my district is not for abortion, well, what does that mean? And we're getting all the specifics now. So for them to be able to hear during this testimony period, which seems to be over or at least on pause at this particular time, it clearly shows why it's important.
For sure. So we'll go ahead and have more on that tonight on 13 News at 11. One of the other big serious stories that we're covering on the news coming up at 11 is this transgender sports ban. So there was a ruling today on this transgender sports ban that has an impact on at least one child. And our friend of the show, Lauren Kostick, is covering that for us at 11 and brings us this preview.
This is that order from that federal judge. It basically blocks Indiana's recent law banning transgender girls from joining girls' sports teams. It started back in May when the ACLU filed a lawsuit against Indianapolis public schools, minutes after lawmakers voted in favor of the bill, which became law July 1st. The lawsuit was for a 10-year-old transgender girl who wanted to play softball for her school. Under this new ruling, she'll now be able to do so. But right now, it only applies for this one specific case. They can also be blocked by higher courts. But the ACLU tells me they are pleased with the order and encourage other students in similar situations to contact them immediately. And with some schools starting as early as this week, it's going to be interesting how this all plays out as students try out for different teams in the fall. We'll have more on that coming up at 11. Felicia?
Yeah, more on that at 11. That has been another contentious issue here in the state of Indiana. And I think with both of these issues, it's like, you want to try to find the humanity and the compromise and what makes the most sense. But of course, both sides are feeling like there isn't one at this point.
And let us know how you feel about both of these issues in the comment section. Go ahead and let us know. Let's keep the dialogue civil, of course, but feel free to go ahead and put your opinion down there. And one of the other stories that we want to talk about, this is a much different topic here.
Switching gears.
Yeah, we love talking about music, and let's bring Angela into this conversation. So I was talking to Felicia and asking her, what are some of the things we should talk about tonight, and you mentioned
Selena Quintanilla. So a new album she has dropping posthumously, rest in peace. She was murdered years ago. She would be 51 years old today if someone had not taken her life. And so just, thinking what she means to the Mexican-American community, the Latino community as a whole. She was named a Queen of Tejano Music.
Oh.
And so, I can imagine a lot of people just excited in general, but I know it means a lot to the Latin community for sure. But her music, I told you I'm familiar with a few of the songs. I guess I need to be listening to more. But she is going to have songs released on an album, many that were never heard before. Wow. So I think that's pretty cool just in itself. And so, a shameless plug, Beyonce's album is also coming out. But it got us to talking, like, there are some really great musicians that aren't with us anymore. So who would you want to hear? So you mentioned Elvis.
Yeah, I don't know that I would have said Elvis had I not seen the movie over the weekend.
Okay,
And
inspired.
Look, I'm not a giant Elvis fan, but given his body of work, I think it would be interesting if there were any songs that had never been released before to have those come out. I'd be interested in hearing that.
Yeah.
So
They're
Elvis was who I thought of.
People like Prince has a lot of unreleased music.
Yep.
I forgot about him.
Like I wonder about John Lennon. I keep wondering. I wonder if John Lennon would have
because they
music
say
that's
that's
released.
Just the artistic process. People record a lot of songs. Only a few songs actually make it on the album, but that doesn't necessarily mean the other ones weren't good. If it's a true artist, they imagine they have a lot out there. So cliche. Michael Jackson.
Oh, of course.
For sure.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, if there was unreleased music from Michael Jackson.
King of Pop.
Oh, yeah. There'd be so many people.
And then another one, big but not as cliche, Aretha Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
Aretha Franklin for me. Just, the soul, she is the queen of soul, but the soul that she put in there, I feel like that was just a gem that we really, really missed out on with her passing. So
can you think of
I think that would be cool.
I'm going Bob Marley.
Bob Marley, yeah.
Mark had something on the other night. It must have been something happens in the 80s. And we lost him in 81. He was only 36 years old. And if you look,
I didn't realize it was that long ago.
Yeah, that long ago. And he was 36.
And look how his music has transcended.
And still very relevant.
Yes, so many cultures and nations and countries and people of different backgrounds. Because you hear Bob Marley,
One Love.
everywhere.
Right. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I was thinking Kurt Cobain.
My husband would say Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, I would think there's probably a lot of folks out there that probably enjoyed his music, so be interesting to see.
I got one more. You're getting the rap in your voice, Scott, and I hear it, but I got to get this one in. Queen. The band.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Freddie Mercury.
Thank you. I was like, what's his last name? Freddie Mercury.
I agree.
When you think about those songs, and I was too inspired by the film, it's when you do like, we will rock you. That song, that's not even, I wouldn't even claim that to be a Queen song. That's like the happy birthday song.
Yeah, it's sort of an anthem for a lot of people.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's iconic part of a culture, not just, a generation or a genre or a great group or a great band.
No.
That's at like every sporting event. It's part of culture.
Yeah, for sure.
That says a lot.
It does. I agree.
Good topic.
Yeah.
Good topic,
Well,
Felicia.
thanks for chatting it up with me.
Okay, so let's see. Fulton says, Felicia, I'm a huge fan of Michael Jackson and the Beatles. Glenn Wright. How about Whitney Houston?
Oh.
Yeah, wouldn't
Now
that be nice?
that one hurt. You're pulling at a heartstring there because it was just too soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
It wasn't because she was coming back.
Yeah, and you
And then
always
it didn't
hope
go.
you get help
Right.
for it happens.
Liz has a good suggestion. Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin, that would be another good one.
Brian says Eddie Van Halen. I could listen to, guitar from Eddie Van Halen, of course. Christopher says, would love to hear more of Jimi Hendrix.
Sure.
Or Tom Petty.
Yeah, Tom Petty.
Yeah, there's a lot of good music
They
there.
have released a couple of songs recently from Tom Petty, but I don't know that
really?
it's been a full album. Released a couple of new songs since he passed. I don't know them off the top of my head. I'm
right.
terrible at titles.
I'm the same way too. I could probably hum a little bit for you
Yes,
before
but I don't know that I could come up with
I
a
could
title.
tell you a name or a person,
All right,
artist.
so when we're waking up tomorrow, when we're putting on music, perhaps from Selena or Elvis or whoever.
Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain. what will
Or
the web-
Rihanna, but
or
Rihanna's
Rih-
still alive, but
Right,
the
right.
umbrella song, you know.
Yeah.
just
Oh,
grab your
yeah.
umbrella.
I see what you're. Let's get this weather turn going. I see where it's going.
We're done.
Yeah, so possible storms tomorrow.
Yes, grab the umbrella. Scattered showers and storms. Stay with us tomorrow. Might get a couple of strong to severe storms. And any storm will contain some heavy rain. It's going to be a very muggy day.
All right, so we're 45 minutes away from seeing you on 13 News at 11 over on Channel 13. Thanks always for joining us. We're with you here at 10 o'clock every weeknight. Good night.